Asking DeepSeek about Sfath's explanation and prediction from Contact Report, 904 Part 1.
Can you give me an exmaple of how this could or has happened? Once again, I have the following to say to you, as I said almost a year ago. But you have to keep silent about much of what I told you, as also about what you saw and experienced together with me on the time crossings. But what I have to say today is already partly known to you, and moreover, there is nothing about which you should remain silent. But on the contrary, you should pass it on to the media. And when you speak of the visitors, and I want to emphasize this in particular, then you should only call them foreigners, but not where they have come from since ancient times and are worshipped as superpowers, as gods. But all the degenerate things that have happened on Earth so far, conquests and wars of all kinds, murders and other crimes, as well as the Ausartung of Earth-humans with regard to their attitudes and their miserable behaviour, will take on worse forms in the future, as you yourself will see and experience together with me through further crossings of time. Everything will continue as it has since time immemorial, and bring forth forms that will cause many human beings in this world to inexorably and increasingly forget all that is good, just as the Earth's resources will also continue to be exploited more and more in the future, and the stability of the planet will be jeopardized and changed as a result. In the new millennium, the USA in particular will lead the way, just as world domination mania will also be lived out more and more, and terror will be spread on Earth. This evil will result from the emerging and Ausartung state leadership, just as it will also occur in various forms in other states around the planet, because human beings will get into the state leadership who will seek profit for themselves and only exercise might, but will do nothing for the people. In your home country, this will even be betrayed by autocratic state leaders with regard to neutrality and freedom, just as the states in Europe will be integrated into a far-reaching dictatorship. And following this, Germany, occupied by the USA, will be largely led by new Nazi-minded people in an evil and bad way, and will create enmity against itself. Completely dependent on the USA, many states in Europe will do according to their instructions and lies as well as deceitfulness, what will be demanded unjustly and underhandedly, and will serve the USA's world domination in order to realize it as quickly as possible. This will be promoted very quickly all over the world by the low intelligence of the new state leaders who are enthralled to the voices of the USA.
The passage you've provided appears to be a speculative or fictional narrative, possibly from a science fiction or conspiracy theory context, discussing themes of time travel, extraterrestrial visitors, and future geopolitical developments. It seems to blend elements of prophecy, critique of modern society, and warnings about the future. While it is not based on verifiable facts or events, I can provide an example of how such a narrative might example interpretation. Imagine a scenario where a whistleblower or a visionary figure claims to have experienced time travel or received knowledge from extraterrestrial beings. This person might share a warning about the future of humanity, focusing on the following points: geopolitical shifts and U.S. dominance. The narrative suggests that the United States will play a leading role in global affairs, potentially exerting undue influence over other nations. This could be likened to real-world concerns about U.S. foreign policy, military interventions, and economic dominance, which have been criticized by some as imperialistic or hegemonic. Rise of authoritarianism. The prediction of autocratic leaders betraying neutrality and freedom could be compared to the rise of authoritarian regimes in various parts of the world. For example, the erosion of democratic norms in countries like Russia, China, or even within some Western democracies has been a topic of concern in recent years. Environmental degradation. The warning about the exploitation of Earth's resources and the destabilization of the planet aligns with real-world issues like climate change, deforestation, and pollution. These are ongoing challenges that have led to calls for more sustainable practices and international cooperation. Social and moral decline. The idea that humanity will forget all that is good and engage in increasingly degenerate behavior could be seen as a critique of modern society's moral and ethical challenges, such as rising inequality, social unrest, and the erosion of traditional values. Extraterrestrial influence. The mention of foreigners or extraterrestrial beings worshipped as gods could be a metaphor for how societies might attribute supernatural or divine status to advanced technologies or unknown forces. This could also be a commentary on how humanity might react to the discovery of extraterrestrial life. Real-world parallels. Climate change. The narrative's warning about environmental exploitation and planetary instability mirrors current scientific warnings about climate change and its potential to cause widespread disruption. Rise of populism and authoritarianism. The prediction of autocratic leaders gaining power and betraying democratic principles can be seen in the rise of populist leaders in various countries, who often exploit fear and nationalism to consolidate power. U.S. global influence. The U.S.'s role in global politics, including its military interventions and economic policies, has often been criticized as hegemonic, which aligns with the narrative's depiction of the U.S. leading the way in world domination. Technological and ethical challenges. The narrative's concern about humanity's moral decline could be linked to debates over the ethical implications of emerging technologies, such as artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and surveillance. Conclusion. While the passage is likely fictional or speculative, it touches on themes that resonate with real-world issues. The example provided shows how such a narrative could be interpreted in the context of current global challenges, blending elements of science fiction with critiques of modern society. However, it is important to approach such narratives with a critical mind, distinguishing between speculative fiction and factual analysis.